Hello class, I welcome you to this session. In this class we are going to discuss the balance sheet content in detail. We will go one by one each line item. So before that, whatever we are going to discuss today, we will just recap the format and come back so that our balance sheet will be clear. So balance sheet format is as per schedule 3 part 1, equity and liability. Under shareholders fund you have share capital, reserves and surplus, money received against share warrant. So these three, share capital we are going to discuss in detail, reserves and surplus what are the contents, and what is money received against share warrant. So equity and liability, as the name itself says that it is of two things. Equity means it is shareholders fund. What is shareholders fund? The owners fund. Who are the owners? The persons whoever contribute capital to the business. Okay, capital, they are not contributing loan. Remember the point, they are not contributing loan, they are contributing capital. So whoever is contributing capital towards the business, they will be called as the owners of the business. So this is the shareholders fund. The other one is the liability. The liability are nothing but the outside liabilities. Now they are not part of the business, they are outsiders to the business, but they do some value generation to the business for which they expect a payment for their services or their output. So they are called as the outsiders, outside liabilities of the business. So we will understand the structure first. Okay, so first is the shareholders fund. Under the shareholders fund we saw that there are three items. What are the three items? Share capital, reserves and surplus, money received against share warrant. Here we have the share capital. So under share capital you have the authorized share capital. This is the share capital. In the lifetime of the company can issue only up to authorized capital. So there it will be mentioned in the memorandum of association. Now authorized capital is divided into, like, it is the mother capital. Okay, from the mother capital the company can issue the capital. Okay, that is called as issued capital. Say for example, if the company wants public subscription, it wants funds to run its business, then it can issue its share capital. So that part of share capital is called as the issue capital. Then subscribed capital means from the issued capital how much is the public has subscribed, that is called as the subscribed capital. Subscribed capital can be divided into two: subscribed and fully paid up, subscribed and not fully paid up. So subscribed and fully paid up, there is no problem. If the company has issued so much, the public have subscribed 10,000 shares and they have paid for the entire 10,000 shares, no problem with that. But there may be some, in real scenario there may be some problematic cases, like they will not pay the full amount. Okay, the company, either it is called as the subscribed not fully paid up. In this scenario, company called the full value but not received the amount called up. Company has finished its job, company has called. Okay, company has called, shareholder paid up, he is not paid. Okay, this is that scenario. Okay, company has called but shareholders have not paid. In this scenario, company has not called full value of the shares. Company has called no. That's why the shareholders have not paid. So you should understand the difference between the two. Company, in the first case, company call பண்ணிருக்கு but shareholders have not paid. But second case la company இன்னும் call பண்ணல, so shareholders obviously company call பண்ணலனா shareholders எப்படி pay பண்ண முடியும்? So this scenario you need to understand. So I have taken a case study for you to understand better this concept. So we will try to understand the case study and then go on with this, but we will just finish off this slide. Okay, so reserves and surplus, you have the surplus, capital reserve, capital redemption reserve, securities premium reserve, debenture redemption reserve, revaluation reserve, share option outstanding account, then other reserves. You have all these reserves. It can be asked in your 2-mark question also. So we will keep this part aside. Okay, then you have the third heading as money received against share warrants. What is this money received against share warrants? See, the shareholders would book the shares of the company. Say for example, they wanted the share by 2021. When they want 2021, they want in the month of July. Okay, they want the shares of the company. What they will do, they will book the share now itself. What is today's date? Today's date is 6/2020. Okay, so in today's date itself they will book the shares. The share value may be in the market, it may be 1000 rupees today. But July, obviously they are anticipating to increase. They are anticipating increase in the stock price up to rupees 1500. Okay, what the shareholders will do, they will pay 1000 rupees today, get a share warrant. Okay, so they are paying 1000 today and they will get share warrant. But this future price is unpredictable. This is what? Unpredictable. You cannot surely say that the company will reach up to 1500. This is just an estimate. It is just an estimate. Sometimes what may happen, it may go down to rupees 900 also. Okay, so it is unpredictable. But certain technical things that's going on, the people, majority of the people say, the experts say that this shares will go to this price. So what the shareholders will do is that they will get the money, the shares as the share warrant, keep it, at after this point of time, this money will be transferred to the share capital. Can you understand this? So this is a basic scenario of what is money received against share warrant. It is not part of share capital. At the future date, it will be transferred to share capital. Okay, at the future. You should be able to understand this. Okay. Now other heading is liabilities, share application, money pending allotment. You have this when issue is over subscribed. What are the scenarios that may lead to share application pending allotment? Now what is share application pending allotment? Now look here, look here. So when a company wants 1 lakh rupees after issuing 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Just imagine this case. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees the company wants. By issuing 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, it can get this. Okay, but what the company has got, the company has got 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Now what is this case? The company has got, instead of getting 1 lakh, the company has got 2 lakh rupees. This is a case of over subscription. Over subscription means what? Company issue panna price vida அதிகமான price. Company issue panna shares vida அதிகமான shares. If the public subscribe, then it is over subscription. Whatever is the subscription by the public over and above the issued shares of the company is called what? Over subscription. When issued is over subscription, then that money, this 1 lakh exists, right? This 1 lakh exists. What they will do, they will treat it as share application money pending allotment, which means they may either use it for future. Say for example, they may decide something like, okay, we will allot pro rata. We will make pro rata allotment, okay, or they may reject. Reject means what? They have to immediately transfer this excess money to the shareholders. So it is a liability. They are not part of the owners fund. Though they have applied for owners fund, they are not part of it because they are oversubscribed. So those thing is being rejected. After rejection, what happens is that it will be paid back to the potential shareholders. He is not yet the shareholders of the company because it is rejected, because the company has an oversubscription. Sometimes what happens, the shareholders will have calls in arrears. Now what is this calls in arrears? See, majority of the cases, public company, they will not call the entire bulk of money at one stretch. What do I mean? If they want, I'm just writing it here so that you can understand. If they want rupees 10 lakhs, they may issue 1 lakh shares to get this 10 lakhs, but they may not need this 10 lakh at one point of time. Say for example, in the month of January, they may need 2 lakhs. In the month of March, they may need 3 lakh. In the month of April, they may need 2 lakh. And at the end of December, they may need another 3 lakhs. Okay, so this particular, I am not taking the financial year purposefully because for you to just simply understand this concept. Okay, so don't sit and think about the financial year April to March. No, don't do that. This is just for you to understand this. Okay, so 2 lakhs, if I want this 10 lakhs per share, I will take it as 10 rupees. Okay, so 10 rupees into, if I am dividing this 2 rupees, 3 rupees per share. Okay, so I will be getting 20,000. So this will be 20,000 into 2. Okay, so when particular shareholder at the time of December only he has to pay this 3 rupees, but he is paying in the month of April itself this 3 rupees. Okay, then that will be called as calls in advance. So calls in advance also cannot be taken to shareholders fund, that case share capital. Why? Because till this period the company has not called the money. Only at the time of December the company has planned that it will call, but he has paid this 3 rupees. Okay, so what happens is this will be called as a calls in advance. So share application money pending allotment will be the right place where you can keep this calls in advance. Okay, so this part you will be able to understand now, I guess. So we will be discussing calls in advance in the future sessions also. So do not worry about that. If you are not able to understand now, you will be understanding in the future. Okay, so not received minimum subscription. Not received minimum subscription in sense, see, the company law says that the company should receive a minimum subscription. What is minimum subscription? 90% of whatever is being issued should have been subscribed by the public. Issue பண்ணதை subscribe பண்ணிருக்கணும் public. அப்படி பண்ணலனா they cannot conduct business. If they அப்படி பண்ணிருந்தாங்கன்னா they can conduct business. So this, if they have not reached the minimum subscription, the entire value of money received against this share capital, that is against this application, will go to share application money pending allotment. Please make sure that you understand this part alone. So share application money pending allotment, what does it mean? When issue is oversubscribed, you have to transfer it in the share application money pending allotment. When there is a calls in advance, that money will go here. Then not reach the minimum subscription, then this amount will go here. Okay, then the next part is the non-current liability. Just to recap whatever is the top heading there: long-term borrowings, deferred tax liability net, other long-term liabilities, long-term provisions. We will come one by one, what are they, and then current liability, short-term borrowings, see, long-term borrowings, short-term borrowings, deferred tax liability, TT. So remember it that way. So trade receivables, other current liability, here long-term liability, other long-term liability, here other current liability. Then you have short-term provisions, here long-term provisions. Remember it's so easy to remember. So now, as I told you, we will be studying the case study related to the share capital to understand this part alone. Okay, so make sure that you are ready with a pen, as well as I'm sure that you are able to note it down so that you can read it. Okay, so just take a pen and pencil, note it down, this question, the case study question. It will be useful for you to understand authorized, issued and subscribed share capital. So case study 1, an e-commerce company gives you the following information. The authorized capital is 10 lakhs. So the authorized capital is how much? 10 lakhs divided as 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Issued capital is 8 lakhs. 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. See, authorized capital is the capital which the company can issue over its lifetime. Say for example, if the company wants to under the going concern concept, if the company wants to expand its business for 100 years, within that 100 years the company can issue can raise only 10 lakhs. See, in reality what happens is that the company will be having authorized capital as 1000 crores, 2000 crores, 2500 crores or even 50 crores. Okay, so like that the company will have. For our basic understanding, I have kept like this. Okay, so authorized capital is 10 lakhs or divided as 1 lakh equity shares. So totally how much the company can raise funds, it is 10 lakhs. How much shares it can issue? It can issue only 1 lakh. Out of this 1 lakh, how much the company has issued? It has issued 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, so 20,000 it has kept it as reserve. Maybe in the future point of time it will issue, but we do not know. So it is as of now it is required only 80,000, that is 8 lakh rupees is required. So it is issued 80,000. Subscribed capital and fully paid is 7 lakhs. See, out of this 80,000, the public has subscribed only how much? 70,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Now, under this, you have the subscribed capital but not fully paid up, that is 1 lakh. That is 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each is not fully paid up. Okay. Now 10 each is not fully paid up means out of this issued, 70,000 is subscribed and fully paid up. 10,000 is not fully paid up. Okay, then show how this will be presented in the balance sheet of the company as per Schedule 3 Part 1 of Companies Act 2013. Show in detail the notes to accounts. So what they are asking, how it will be presented in the balance sheet and also the notes to accounts they are asking, and show how the notes to accounts can be pictorially presented. See, this and all they will not ask in the board exam, but I am just providing the board exam point of view, they will ask only this. Okay, but for your better understanding, I have just included this pictorial presentation so that you will be able to understand better. If you understand better, obviously you cannot make any mistakes. There's one more small information I would like to add. Calls in arrears rupees 3. Okay, so calls in arrears rupees 3. So we are clear about this. First we will finish up this pictorial presentation so that we can understand it better. So can you see this? Now can you see this diagram? It says nominal capital. It is otherwise called as authorized capital. Okay, nominal capital is otherwise called as authorized capital. Okay, so you have the nominal capital. What is the nominal capital given in the question? It is 1 lakh. I am just taking the share price and also the value here. So nominal capital is 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each, which means 1 lakh into 10 rupees 10. So rupees 10 lakhs is our nominal or authorized capital. So authorized capital is how much? 10 lakhs. Out of this 10 lakhs, the company will have issued how much? out of this 10 lakhs, the company has issued, the issued capital is 8 lakhs, that is 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So I am just writing it here, 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So 80,000 shares into rupees 10, which is 8 lakhs. So I am sure that you are able to follow. This is the issued capital. So issued capital is a part of nominal capital, okay, or authorized capital. It is a part of it. So out of this issued capital, the public has subscribed how much? The public has subscribed, called and fully paid up is 70,000. So the public has subscribed and fully paid up. Now what is this fully paid up? This public have subscribed totally 80,000. Why? 70,000 plus 10,000. Totally it has subscribed 80,000. But out of this 80,000 shares, is it fully paid up? How much is fully paid up? Fully paid up is 70,000 shares into 10, which is 7 lakhs. But subscribe, but not fully paid up. How much? 10,000 shares into 10, that is 1 lakh. Out of this, how much is they have not paid? Calls in arrears. How much is the calls in arrears? Minus calls in arrears, 10,000 into 3. 30,000 they have not called, they have not paid, so it becomes calls in arrears. So subscribed but not fully paid up, the value will be 70,000 rupees. I am sure that you are able to follow this. So I will just diagrammatically present this information. So subscribed, issued is how much? Issued capital is 80,000, no doubt about that. Adula included is subscribed and fully paid up, subscribed and not fully paid up. So subscribed and fully paid up is how much? Subscribed and fully paid up is 70,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So it becomes 70,000 shares into rupees 10, which is 7 lakhs. Okay, rupees 7 lakhs. Not fully paid up. What is not fully paid up? 10,000 shares into 10 rupees, that is 1 lakh shares. It is not fully paid up, but calls in arrears is also to be included here. Calls in arrears to be deducted from this amount. So you will get the value. I am sure that you are able to follow this. So authorized capital is the maximum amount of capital that the company can issue over its lifetime. Now it will be stated in its memorandum of association. Okay, memorandum of association is a key document of any company. If you want to know the details about the company, then it is a memorandum of association that you need to assess under the capital clause. Okay, there will be some various clauses in the memorandum, like name clause, place clause, capital clause, all these things. So under capital clause, this will be mentioned as as authorized or nominal capital. Nominal capital or part now, what is it? It is subscribed, it is issued capital. Issued capital or part da, it is subscribed and fully paid up. Subscribed and fully paid up, a part of that will be the not fully paid up. Okay, so when you add this subscribed and not fully paid up, subscribed fully paid up and subscribed not fully paid up, you will get the issued capital. So keep in mind that always this diagrammatical representation should be in your mind. So they have asked how this will be presented in your balance sheet. So I will just show you the notes. First we will solve this notes to accounts. Notes to accounts. particulars, we will have to write the note number. Obviously it will be 1 because it is a first item in the balance sheet, that is the shareholders fund. So first particulars and rupees. Now share capital. Under share capital you have authorized capital. What is the authorized capital? You have 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each, so which comes to 10 lakhs. Okay, then you have the issue capital. What is the issued capital? 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, so 8 lakhs. Okay, I'm sorry that please look into the solution. Authorized capital 1 lakh, equity shares of 10 each, 10 lakhs, issued capital 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 8 lakh issued. Then subscribed capital, under that you have subscribed and fully paid up. How much is subscribed and fully paid up? It is 70,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. There is no problem, they have paid the entire money. So this part, no, you will not include it, it will not include in the share capital. Okay, this is the actual share capital that will be shown in the balance sheet. So balance sheet, the amount in the shareholders, share capital, shareholders fund, share capital, you will show this amount only. Okay, so it is subscribed and fully paid up. Subscribed and not fully paid up. Subscribed and not fully paid up, that is 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So show it in the inner column. 1 lakh minus calls in arrears. Calls in arrears, 10,000 shares into rupees 3. 30,000 share, 30,000 rupees is not been received. So the final value will be 70,000. So what is the total? Total will be 7,70,000. When we are showing it in the balance sheet, I am just showing it here. Balance sheet as per schedule 3 part 1. What you will show? First, equity and liability. Under that, shareholders funds. Under that you will have a share capital. Note number you will have here, note number 1. You will show this figure here, 7,70,000. Okay, this authorized capital and issued capital will not be shown here. It will be a part of note. Okay, so it will be a part of note. So I am sure that you are able to get this, whatever we have understood. So please practice this problem, case study also you can just see. Balance sheet we have completed, notes to accounts also we have completed. So it will be like you have to show it because other information is not given, right? So you just have to show it this way, that's all. So keep practicing. Thank you class.